Hello, my wonderful people. Welcome back to my channel. It may be a little bit different to see me just sitting and chatting with you guys. So the reason that I'm doing this, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been a bit lost. I've been a bit kind of in limbo, it feels like. For a while now, I hadn't even noticed it kind of been happening. I went through a really big sort of awakening, self-realization through the month of March. So now I'm coming out the other side of that, and I'm really sitting with myself and asking myself, what do I want? How do I want my business to look? What is it that I want to put out in the world? And I have been wanting to do this for so long, I can't even tell you, but I had so much fear and doubts that was constantly bickering in my mind, telling me no one wants to watch you talking. No one wants to see what you have to say. Nobody wants to sit down and listen to you babble on. Nobody wants to hear what you want to put out there because nobody cares. And this is a constant battle that goes on in my mind. So I wasn't showing up for myself and doing the things that my soul, my heart was telling me to do. And I have come into this to do this video and have some others planned as well. But the reason that I have shown up today for myself is because this is what feels right for me. And whether one person watches it or nobody watches it is not the reason I showed up today. It's not about creating content and putting stuff out there. Yes, I adore sharing so much with people because I love to share what the things that helped me, or for people to know they're not alone. And that is where I started my journey, when I started sharing my journey years ago of my chronic illness and the ups and downs and the inner battles and the physical battles that came along with that. And then came guilt. So much guilt when I started to do better, because I felt almost like this shame. I started to feel this shame of doing well. I felt like I couldn't share it because people were following me because they were going through what I went through. And then I wasn't going through it anymore because I tried a massive amount of different healing things to find what worked for me. And then when I got there, I felt too much guilt to be able to share that. So I really miss doing all this, of sitting and talking and sharing and expressing and educating and giving this information that I have come across and what I have found works for me, and these realizations. Oh my god, the realizations I have had on this path. It's fucking ridiculous. And I want to share that because some of it is so bloody easy, yet we're not taught it. And this is something that I'm so passionate about, and I want to put this back out into the world, me and my experiences, and how I may be able to share something with you that gets you going, aha, oh my gosh, I do that, I understand where she's coming from. But I really got lost in the world of social media. I find it so hard in general. And because video content has gone down to like 15 seconds or a minute, and I found this sort of overwhelm within it, and it's not me. And yes, I do love to do these little things and stuff, but it doesn't flow with me and myself the best, because I am somebody that enjoys to chat for a start, and I enjoy a conversation of education, of sharing, so that I feel heard, I suppose. But when I started doing these videos years ago, I literally started them as a therapy. Like, it was my form of therapy after I started seeing a counsellor, and it was something that was just kind of suggested, I suppose, and I was like, I'll give it a go. And oh my god, it was so great. Even though nobody is talking back to me, I'm just talking to myself as if I'm talking to somebody in front of me. It was so healing, and I miss that because as I'm talking, sometimes I have these moments of self-realization. I'm like, oh my god, I know what that means now. I know where this is coming from. And that's because we have so much chaos in our minds. We have so much that is constantly telling our inner dialogue is just flowing and flowing, and it's very negative for so many of us these days that it is hard to get past that. So for me personally, when I speak, I'm allowing all this chaos, all this energy, all this sort of static energy to move and flow out. So then I get past this barrier almost, and I'm like, oh, this is what's really going on behind all that shit. And that is what I miss as well. I miss having those moments, like especially to capture those raw moments where I'm like, oh my god, I know what this is. Like the light in my eyes when I do that, I love to capture it because it's like, yes, this is how this works. You can do this too. All you have to do, you could just sit and talk to your phone like I am, or you can sit and talk with someone. Find what works for you always. But I just feel like I have so much more that I want to share with the world. So I'm really starting to turn up in my authenticity, really listening to my intuition and creating what feels so good for me right now and what I feel is going to be the best thing to put out there. And like I say, whether one person, no person, loads of people watch this is irrelevant to me in this current moment, in this current space, because what I am putting out, I trust that it will find that one person who needs to see it. And if it's nobody, then it's because I needed this. And I'm trusting in that and feeling into that space as much as I possibly can. And feeling like I'm opening up a sort of a space for people to talk, to communicate, and to feel less alone. I think there's a very big thing right now, especially after COVID, where we did feel so isolated and alone and cut off from the world, and going back into it can bring up so much anxiety and stress. And that's okay if you're there and that's what you're feeling. And I want you to know that that's okay, no matter how you're doing, whether you feel like you're on top of the world or whether you're feeling like you're in a rut and you're feeling down. No matter where you are, it's okay to be there, but no, you don't have to stay there. And there are things that you can do to move through this energy. And yeah, so if you are interested in my videos that will be coming up, please feel free to subscribe if you're like, oh, this might be interesting. And I would love to know if this type of thing is something that you enjoy to sit and watch and listen to. Like, I love a podcast. I don't know how to do that, so this is why I'm here doing it this way. And I would just love to know your thoughts if you take anything from any video that I create, whether it's a reading when I do my free readings, whether it is listening to the sounds of the sound healing that I do, whatever it is, just a comment to know that what I put out there may have helped you, even if it's an emoji. Like, stick an emoji there, whatever it may be, whatever you may be feeling. It just allows me to kind of know if what I'm putting out there is helping anyone. And you know, we all like a little bit of a confidence boost. I'm not gonna lie, it is hard to do this sometimes. It feels scary, and it's why I've put it off for so long. So I am going to send you all so much love. I hope you are having a wonderful day, and I shall see you again soon.